Hi, I'm Samuel Johnson, a real estate closing attorney with McClure & Associates in Montgomery, Alabama. When people think about buying or selling a home, they often picture the exciting parts: finding the perfect house, negotiating the contract, or finally getting the keys. But what many people don't see is everything happening behind the scenes to make sure that the transaction is safe, legal, and properly completed. Today, I want to pull back the curtain and walk you through what actually happens behind the scenes at a real estate closing firm and title agency. Step 1. The contract arrives. The process usually begins when a purchase agreement is signed and sent to the closing attorney or title company. Once we receive that contract, our team opens a file and begins coordinating with all parties involved in the transaction. That includes the buyer and seller, or their real estate agents, the lender, and sometimes insurance providers, surveyors, or anyone else whose services are required. Our goal at this stage is to make sure that everyone is working from the same information and that the transaction stays on schedule. Step 2. One of the most important things we do is conduct a title search. This means researching the public records to confirm that the seller actually owns the property and has the legal right to sell it. We're also looking for any issues that could affect ownership, such as existing mortgages, tax liens, judgments, easements, or other claims against the property. Once that search is completed, an attorney reviews the title to make sure it's clear and marketable. If something comes up, like an old lien or missing documentation, our team works to resolve it before closing. This step is critical because it protects the buyer and ensures that ownership can transfer properly. Step 3. Title insurance preparation. After the title has been examined, the next step is preparing title insurance. Title insurance protects the buyer and the lender against problems with the property's title that may not have been discovered during the search, such as undisclosed heirs, recording errors, or previously unknown claims. Our office prepares the title commitment and works with our underwriters to coordinate the final policy that will be issued after closing. Step 4. Coordinating with the lender. If the buyer is financing the purchase, we also work closely with the lender. The lender sends us the loan instructions and closing documents, which include the mortgage, promissory note, and other required disclosures. At the same time, we prepare the settlement statement or closing disclosure, which outlines all of the financial details of the transaction. Things like the purchase price, loan amounts, prorated taxes, insurance commissions, and closing costs. This ensures every dollar is accounted for before the closing takes place. Step 5. Preparing for closing day. As the closing date approaches, our team confirms that all conditions have been met. That includes things like verifying payoff amounts for any existing mortgages, confirming homeowners' insurance coverage, making sure funds for closing are properly received, preparing the deed and all closing documents. There's a lot of coordination happening behind the scenes to make sure everything is ready for signing day. Step 6. The closing appointment. When closing day arrives, the buyer and seller come into the office to sign the final documents. During the appointment, we walk through the paperwork, explain what each document means, and make sure everyone understands what they're signing. Although the preparation can take weeks, the actual closing appointment usually takes less than an hour. Step 7. The post-closing. Even after everyone leaves the closing table, there's still work happening behind the scenes. Our office disperses the funds according to the settlement statement, pays off existing mortgages, and sends payments to the appropriate parties. We also record the deed and mortgage with the county so the new ownership becomes part of the official public record. Finally, we issue the title insurance policies and close out the file. While most people only see the closing appointment itself, there's an entire team working behind the scenes to make sure every detail of the transaction is handled correctly. From a buyer or seller's perspective, a good closing team is like a well-oiled machine. You feed a contract into one end, and a deed, mortgage, and shiny new set of keys come out the other end. What you need is for the closing team to protect the integrity of the transaction and give you security and peace of mind while you're waiting for the machine to do its job. Here at McClure & Associates, we take that job seriously. I'm Samuel Johnson with McClure & Associates, and we're proud to help guide our clients through one of the most important transactions of their lives. Together, let's build your legacy.